For example, there is the behemoth. I don't know if we can quickly get the behemoth. The behemoth. This is interesting to watch, isn't it? The behemoth.
Do some editing.
Yeah, I'll have to edit this bit.
Do some magic editing.
Yeah.
Will Ken find the behemoth before Katie falls asleep? What mythical creature will Katie randomly pick from the deck? And will she give us a song? Find out in part 2 of Story Spark Cards in Action.
Where is it? Have you stolen it?
I haven't got it.
No.
Well done.
Sorry, I got it. Just put them down. Yes, this one here, the behemoth, is actually featured in the Bible.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very bizarre, but I've not mentioned that in the cards.
Right.
Because I thought that, yeah, that's not relevant if you're trying to create your own story.
Yeah.
But I've written the descriptions as though they kind of exist. And I think there was meant to be only one behemoth.
Right.
That's it. There's just one, that's it.
Okay.
But I've written it as though there are many.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case you want
More
a herd
freedom
of...
of
Yeah.
a herb.
A
A herd of behemoths.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Nice. I like the colours and stuff.
They're great. Well, what we're doing is, we're going to have the base deck for Kickstarter is a black and white deck. Then if we fund and then we get more backers, then we're going to unlock the full colour deck. And then if we get another lot of backers and we reach another certain monetary goal, then we're going to unlock the gold deck.
Okay.
And what that means is anything that's black will be gold ink.
Oh, nice.
So it's one colour gold.
Stylish.
Yeah, it should look really nice.
Lovely.
But this is the demo deck, and the reason, so that's why there's black and white in this one deck. This is a unique deck that we won't be doing another one of these. And it was just to see. Obviously, I wanted quality.
Quality.
And it's pucker, mate. It's pucker. So it's good.
Right, down, boy.
I'm just making me feel at home.
I do, yeah. Thank you. That roots.
So we wanted to test the colours, and we then obviously wanted to test the black and white. But yeah, so we're very happy with how it's turned out. So you read the Kelpie. So the point would be then is you'd go, right, brilliant. Luckily, so you could either do, right, I'm going to write a story about a Kelpie at the beginning of your story, or you could be halfway through a story.
Okay.
So it could be that you have, you've got characters that are coming and they're near a river or water, and you kind of wanted some sort of sea creature, some sort of sea monster.
Okay.
And this would be perfect because then you could go, right, how could that fit into my story? Yeah, or how can you then be inspired by it?
Yeah.
So is there anything that leapt out that you thought, oh, that's interesting? Please say yes.
Oh yeah, well all of it really. I like the thing that the human Kelpie, where it waits for the riders. I'm just repeating what it says.
No, but that's how you do it.
That it waits, and then leaping out of them when they're not expecting it.
So what you could
crushing
have,
them to death. So
right?
you could have two travellers.
Okay.
They're on a mission together.
I like it.
Yes, and they're both riding along on their little carriage. The top ones. There's not a lot of protection.
No.
And it's raining, just for that atmosphere. Thunder. There was a bit of thunder earlier.
There was, wasn't there?
That
wasn't sound effect.
No. And then the Kelpie jumps out and kills one of them. The other one, well, why not? Because it's a Kelpie and
that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Okay.
But I mean, this is just the beginning of the story.
It's just the beginning.
It's like before the titles come up.
Oh,
before the credits come up.
I see what you're doing.
So it's like a little, they have a struggle.
Yeah.
And he fights and he thinks that he's dead because he sees the thing and he's crushing him. And he rides away thinking that he's dead, but actually the guy is not dead. He's then turned into a Kelpie.
Oh, okay. So, but you don't know that yet. So we just see the carriage riding away.
He survived,
and
he thinks his friend's dead.
And then the titles come up.
And then but actually down the line you realise he's not dead. He's been transformed into some kind of Kelpie or creature, or he's being kept by the Kelpies or something. He's not really dead.
And his friend then
abandoned him.
Yeah, feels guilty about it.
Yeah.
And then thinks, and maybe has to go and tell his friend's wife.
Maybe they're brothers.
With children. They're brothers.
Two brothers in a van, And then a meteor hit, and they ran as fast as they could.
Tells the wife that he did everything he could
when he didn't.
When he didn't, because he got scared of the Kelpie.
And then over the years, no, it's a film. How you could do it where that guilt weighs on him.
Yeah.
So he then secretly keeps going back to that area to see if he can see him.
Find the,
yeah.
Or he did it on purpose, right? Because they're brothers, they're kings or something, and he inherits the thing. He's the younger brother.
Oh, and he knew about the Kelpies.
So when he knew about the Kelpies, set it up.
Oh, that's dark.
Yeah,
and
so he's deliberately. So he deliberately tried to have him killed off. Because, and so then he takes over the thing.
Yeah, he takes over the kingdom, but then we've got to have resolution.
Yes.
We've got to have. So if the brother that survives is now the villain.
Yes.
No, what you could,
well, maybe he's not the villain.
No, but you've got to you've got to have that point where he goes back, and that inner conflict. Should I try and find where he is, and you know?
I think he thinks he's dead.
He thinks he's dead.
I think he thinks he's dead, but actually, maybe he's creating like an army of Kelpies and like mythical creatures that are going to overthrow the throne.
Ah.
Like a revolt.
They're revolting.
Yeah.
Although you said they look quite good.
But it could be like a revolt type thing, and there's all these mythical creatures.
It.
They're going to ride in on a beamoff or whatever. They're going to have Inkpot monkeys flying overhead, like they're the minions.
So hang on, right, now we're
There's
getting out of control. We're getting out of control now. You've gone all Hollywood on me.
The budget is just expanding.
This sounds like a film now that has been taken over by a studio that has several writers all coming in, several producers thinking they know what they're doing, and it's like, no, you can't have all this. What? Where are they getting all these dragons and ravens from? And an Inkpot Monkey wouldn't attack. What are you talking about?
Why wouldn't he?
Well, because you've not read the description.
Oh,
it's not in their nature.
Oh.
But what I was going to say is, well, hang on though. Before we go into the Inkpot Monkey.
Okay.
The Kelpie, no, but I like that though, because then yes, he could actually seek revenge. But I quite like the fact that the brother didn't set it up.
Okay, so you prefer the idea it's a genuine accident.
It's a genuine, because this is a small film.
He reacted badly.
Yeah, so he reacted badly, and he feels guilty, and so he overcompensates by trying to really look after it could be his brother's wife and the kids.
Yeah.
And then he does go back to the same spot, just sort of almost praying, going, God, I would turn back time if I could see you again. And then it could be that he shows him, the brother does come out as a Kelpie, there was a horse.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, but he doesn't realise that's his brother. And then over time he keeps coming back.
Yeah.
And then he keeps confessing to his brother.
Okay.
And that's how his brother knows. And it's like, oh, but I forgive you.
Yeah.
And then one time, and then maybe he doesn't want to show himself just yet because he's maybe ashamed of his Kelpie,
appearance.
Yeah. Or the fact that he's now been taken over as a Kelpie, and then eventually you'll have to work something out that he then does show him back in his human form.
Okay.
And then it could be that they want him to come back to being, and they forgive him and all of that, and there's that
resolution.
Yeah, what's the word? Reconciliation. That's a big word.
That's a good word.
Yeah, thank you very much. That. Yeah, I'll try and use it every day.
Yeah.
And then
positive.
Yeah. There's no limit. There's no limit how many times you can use words. It's great. And then it could be that. But it's like, oh no, they could try, I don't know, a wizard or whoever tries to...
The Inkpot Monkey.
Or the Inkpot Monkey, let's see if we can...
I just like this card. Look how cute it is. Isn't that cute? It's lovely.
But somehow they try and get, change it back and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It depends on what sort of ending you want.
What kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the monkey killed
The nature of monkey was irrepressible.
Would you want to read what the monkey is?
Yeah, let me read it. Okay. This primate is small in stature, only measuring 4 or 5 inches high. Yeah, like me. And has scarlet eyes and jet silky black fur as soft as a feather pillow. The Inkpot Monkey gleans its name from an unusual trait, the taste for black ink. When a writer sits down to write, the Inkpot Monkey hides in the shadows, squatting cross-legged with one forepaw folded over the other, patiently waiting and watching for the writer to finish. When alone, the monkey will merrily drink what ink remains in the ink pot, then sit back on its
haunches. No, where's it?
Haunches.
Haunches.
Quite satisfied and enjoy a short nap. Upon waking, it will resume writing where the writer left off, using a seemingly dry quill. It is believed by drinking the ink, the monkey somehow gains the magical ability to understand language. Many literary masterpieces could well have been written by an Inkpot Monkey. Oh, that's a nice story in itself.
Well,
the monkey helps.
The monkey helps.
Right,
It's funny you should say that, because one of my short stories, as I was doing researching and wondering which mythical creatures to actually put in the deck, I only found that Inkpot Monkey in one reference book that I had.
Oh, right.
There's a short bit about it on the internet, so it's not very well known. So I initially found it in a reference book.
Yeah.
And went, oh yeah, I'll find out about it from other reference books. But the ones I had anyway, I mean, I've not got loads. I've got about 6 or 7. There was no other reference to it. Whereas, the Behemoth, the Unicorn, the Griffin, all the popular ones, they're all over the place. So then I thought, there'll be loads on the internet, and there was just very little. So I actually did expand that. So that's the only card that I've monkeyed with.
Nice. See what you did there.
Thank
Clever.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where I've actually sort of added to the mythology. All the others I haven't changed. I've just kind of pared down.
Yeah.
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 So I actually loved as a kid. You know the shoe shop story. Do you know that one? I can't remember what it's called.
Right.
And are they little gnomes or little? They're little kind of.
Do they fix the shoes?
They fix the shoes.
Yeah, I vaguely. Yeah.
And I must have seen that when I was about 4.
Right.
And I really distinctly remember it because I think there are poor cobblers, aren't they? And they're scrimping and shaving and they're working very hard. And then I think it's gnomes. I can't remember. But when they go to bed at night, it's husband and wife team. In the morning, these clogs are done. I can't remember why.
Oh yes, I do know this story.
All the shoes are made and they're beautifully done.
Yeah.
And I think it's just that act of kindness, because I think he had an order or something. I can't remember why they interfered, but it was like, it's so sweet, and they helped him out. And I remember as a kid, I remember thinking, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Always stuck with me. So when I was thinking about the Inkpot Monkey, because it's like, well, what use, not use is it, but what, normally there's a little, that there's mythology about what a creature does or what they're like, their nature. And I just thought, of course, if he likes drinking the ink, surely he could then finish the stories, or if you're an illustrator or an artist, finish your artwork.
Yeah.
As just an act of kindness.
Yeah.
So when I wrote that, I went, oh God, that is a brilliant short story right there. And I thought, I'm going to write this.
Yeah.
So I did exactly that. Now I've got 2 characters, Loquacious Macabre and Stumps, his assistant, who he treats abominably, terribly. And I just thought, and Stumps is like an artist as well. He does like the map making, and he accompanies Loquacious, who's a storyteller, around my world of Edra. And he is the main. And when I write my short stories, it's actually Loquacious telling the audience. I normally like to set it in a tavern. Gather round, come closer to the fire, that sort of thing. And I normally do that sort of introduction. And occasionally I mention Stumps, and he just puts Stumps down and treats him badly. But anyway, Stumps is there to sort of, and because Loquacious is very big-headed, he wants to sort of, be known as the great storyteller. So he has, it's like his own publicity. So he'll have Stumps like drawing him in action as this great storyteller, stuff like that.
Right.
And Stumps is like, oh God, Jesus Christ, we've got to do this again,
Yeah.
And I thought, wouldn't it be nice, because Stumps always gets put down, for him to have his own story, so it mainly focuses on Stumps.
Yeah.
And him, like, encountering an Inkpot Monkey. I won't say any more, just in case.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was totally inspired
That's
by
a nice idea.
Yeah. So, as I've already written that one, should we do one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to shuffle again?
So do you sometimes use several cards or 2 cards for the same story?
You can do, obviously, do what you want, it's up to you. If you've got a big feature film, or if you're just, a committee like you, just went mad and went, yeah, let's have dragons, let's have ravens, let's have bear monsters.
Well, Game of Thrones have done that, haven't they?
Oh, do you really want to get into this conversation?
Probably not.
Well, they did.
I mean, they've got dragons.
They did and they didn't.
They've got wolves, and they've got, what else?
You're going to struggle now, aren't you? They got the White Walkers.
The White Walkers, yeah.
But they were very specifically and carefully introduced. So the wolves were to do with
the family,
and they were a symbol of the Starks family, because that was their sigil, that's their sign, that's their heraldry, and it showed also through the walls. It showed what type of character each person was, because how someone treats animals can be very indicative of their personality, and then you can extrapolate that to other characters. See what I mean? So that was sort of, I felt, why the wolves were introduced. The dragons, that was Khaleesi, wasn't it? That was the mother of dragons.
Oh, and then Cersei makes that thing that's kind of almost like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's kind of.
But it's not just thrown in.
No.
It's not just let's have all of these.
No, it's true. It's not thrown in. It's done more carefully.
I know, you were just.
I was just.
You were getting carried away.
I was excited.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I've shuffled.
You've shuffled and you've fanned them to prevent me from shuffling them again. And why would I?
And why would you?
Why? I know, you're brilliant at shuffling.
So do I just pick anything?
Well, yeah, otherwise we're going to be here for a long time.
Okay.
Don't look at it though.
Oh. Ooh, a good one.
The basilisk.
Yeah.
Did we do the basilisk already? Can we do another one? Because I keep featuring the basilisk.
Okay.
In a lot of publicity, I do mention the basilisk a lot.
It's because it looks cool.
It does look cool. Harry Potter, they all look cool. Harry Potter, but also people know this from Harry Potter,
That's true.
It's a good
Get
marketing. Right, or you can. The deck comes with 49 mythical creatures.
Right.
Well, we'll put it back, and if we pick it again, we just do it again.
Okay.
We don't have to be violent.
No.
Were you up for the part of what wasn't it? Oh, what did you say, Cersei?
Cersei.
Yeah.
I would love to have been Cersei. It's been wicked. She's good, that woman. Lena.
Oh, she's brilliant
really
as
good
an actress at doing the part.
Really good,
Such a vile character, though.
Yeah.
Such a brilliant.
That's
honestly.
What's great about it. It's fun to play.
Game of Thrones, yeah, it's fantastic. So
What am I
shuffle
doing?
them again.
Shuffle them again.
Only because it'd be nice to pick one that I've not really.
New energy.
New energy.
Give us one we haven't had before. No magic cards.
Yeah, I were bringing out a ritual chanting book as well. Maybe I could an audio book. And when you're shuffling the cards, think of the creature that you want to come out. Maybe you could do that.
I don't know what.
You don't know what they are.
Right,
Right.
I'll close my eyes.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Oh. There it is. Careful where you put your hands. Oh, here we go.
Oh. Have you featured this one much?
Not a lot. It is now. The thing is, I've got a mixture of well-known creatures, but also lesser-known ones.
So this is the Cockatrice.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Cockatrice before? No. Okay. Go for it.
Ooh. The Cockatrice is a sinister monster that emerges when a cock's egg is stolen and hatched by a serpent. Approximately the size of a cat, the Cockatrice has the body and wings of a dragon, head, neck and legs of a cockerel, and the tail of a serpent. Don't be fooled by its comical look, however. This creature is often thought to be more deadly and terrifying than any other known reptile. With the ability to kill animals with its stare, saliva or stinking breath, the Cockatrice causes untold death and destruction wherever it roams. Only one creature is known to resist the Cockatrice's death look, the mischievous weasel.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No. The crowing of a cockerel sends the Cockatrice into a fit-like spasm, eventually killing it. Monster hunters are sure to bring either of these animals along for good measure.
The Cockatrice.
Cockatrice.
Yeah, and it's an unusual looking creature.
Yeah.
But I think you could be mistaken if you saw that in the wild. You might just think it was a chicken or a cockerel.
You might.
So you might not think it's that sort of vicious.
I feel like I'd notice it's a bit odd. It's got a tail.
Eventually you would go, oh my, oh, it's got a tail, what that? And then would you run or would you stay?
Probably would get my phone out and be like,
the youth of today,
of
as you're being pecked to death or
what's this here?
stared and
Well, that could be your story, couldn't it? Someone goes to take a picture of the cockatrice.
Well, it could be like on safari.
Thinking that that's like a rare thingy, and then like,
And then it gets attacked.
And then, and then it...
Well, it's a sentence about... Yeah, so hang on. So, don't be fooled by more deadly than that. But with its stare, so stare, saliva, or stinking breath, that's, I guess, where you would start from. So, go on.
I've got one.
Look at that!
I got it.
The spark! Did you just see that? Start from the...
Wait till you've heard it first, in case it's not good. So, there's been a string of mysterious deaths in this village.
Okay.
You know, the police go.
Yeah.
Whatever, depending on what the time you're setting it.
The city watch.
Yeah, whoever.
The village
goes
watch.
to investigate the deaths, and each time the victims have got a similar thing, where it's not clear how they've been killed, but they're like, their eyes have all like been, there's like a slight burnage, the pupil's been burnt out or something.
Okay, like it.
So all the victims have that in common.
So there's a common thread.
So there's and so they're trying to work out what's been
what the hell is it?
And actually, so the evil person behind it has been using the cockatrice to kill off his victims. And then
why is it a bloke?
Could be a woman. The woman. And then let's shuffle another one and see
look at you.
So that's what's happening so far.
I like the setup.
Okay,
that's good.
It's good.
I could see that as
and
a film as well.
Yeah. So that's the string of mysterious deaths, and that's and then not the Kelpie again.
Done the Kelpie already.
Not the Kelpie. Take him out. Take him out of the equation. So then, actually, you pick one, Cam.
I pick one. All right. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. That one.
Cards flying everywhere.
Your hand's big enough. Oh, hang on.
Oh,
cheeky.
Incubus.
Yeah, Incubus. Have a read of this.
Being a demonic spirit, the incubus disregards and distracts human morals. It will visit women in their sleep and lie with them in ghostly sexual intercourse. That's really dark.
Hey, it's getting dark.
Sometimes resulting in pregnancy. Eventually, a child of supernatural capabilities is born. The child may grow into a person of evil intent, or, like the magician Merlin of King Arthur's court, born of the union between an incubus and a nun, become a more powerful wizard with a strong moral character. Succubus, by contrast, is a demonic spirit thought to have intercourse with men, and therefore has become generally accepted that incubi and succubi are the same demon, able to switch between male and female forms. A succubus would be able to sleep with a man and collect his sperm and then transform into an incubus. Oh, it's quite dark.
It's very dark.
So what I'm thinking is that the person that's doing this was born this way.
Was born from that's the child.
That's the child.
And the child
and it's grown evil.
Comes from a demons.
Demons, yeah. And that's
And that's their motivation.
Yeah. And then maybe you do have one that's also like the Merlin type one that's good, that's going to fight him off.
That's going to come. Oh yeah, you've got to have the heroes.
It's going to try villains. And
Well, you could have. See, now I've created a character called the Glamorai.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which is his name's Gluckus.
Yeah.
Or Glacchus, depending on how you pronounce it. I just write the names. I don't know how you pronounce them. I think it's Glacchus. I wanted to call it. Someone went, yeah, but you've spelt it Glockus. I went, oh well. But yes, and he's sort of like a detective, but he has this ability to be able to, and the technology, if you like, he's got this seeing stone that can see into the fairy realm, because like fairy realm is hidden from our because fairies have their magic is called glamour.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that.
No.
And so I thought, he could be known as the Glamorai, like a samurai.
Oh,
so that's quite
see what you did there.
Yeah, that's clever. And I thought, it's good. He'll be good as an ongoing, continuous character. So the short stories are self-contained, they're standalone.
Yeah.
But then I thought, I'll use him again when the time is needed. So for me, if I was going to write that, love all that. That's great. But yes, you then need your detective, who's going to come, like you said, that city watch person.
Yeah.
But I would sort of go, if it's a small village, and I've written loads of it just in these small villages, they're great. I would sort of say, well, maybe they might need outside assistance because, like, hang on, this is beyond our normal knowledge here.
Yeah.
So maybe they call for the glamour eye to come in, and even he might sort of be stumped a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, so maybe he uncovers it, doesn't quite know that it's a cockatrice because that's not really anything to do with the fairy realm.
Yeah.
But then gets wrapped up in the story and through the several clues works out, there's a connection between this. Yeah.
Huh?
There we go.
Not bad. Not too shabby.
Copywriting that film script right there. I could see that. I've not seen this film yet and I really want to see it, called The Witch.
I haven't seen it.
But it's spelled with a V. I think that's how they did.
I've seen a film called The Witch, but I don't know if it's the one you're talking about.
Well, it was fairly recent in the last 3 years, and it's got the guy from The Office.
Oh no, I don't think
not like the main guy. It was the one that was, I can't remember his name now, but he was like the other salesman, like this salesman that comes in, he's all cocky and that.
Okay.
Northern.
Oh yeah.
But this film, The Witch, is very adult, sort of suspense. I don't think it's full out and out horror, but it's very psychological, where it's building up, and it's I think it's obviously set in medieval times. I don't know fully about it, but it is very, they've taken the subject matter very seriously. It's a gritty adult film.
Yeah.
And I could see that being, certainly with the Incubus. Yeah. So, that can get quite dark, that sort of thing. But I could see it as being like a proper adult kind of story.
Oh, I like it.
So we'll write the script.
And then the Kelpie gets involved.
Right, I think we've had enough. I think it's time for your nap.
Well, a golem. Oh, is that the golem? It's not like the little golem, though.
It's not like Lord of the Rings.
No, because he's quite big. He's the opposite of golem.
Well, but I don't know if you knew, this is it. Gollum.
Yeah.
This predates Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, of course.
So, and this is actually connected with the Jewish religion. And again, I've not said that it's anything to do with Judaism because it was like, that might not be in your world. So why waste valuable card space? So again, I've written it as though you can just have this. In your story.
In your world.
Yeah.
Goofus Bird.
The Goofus Bird. Now again, this is what I'm saying about lesser known ones.
That's lovely.
Yeah. The Goofus Bird is, I think it originates from America, because when I was doing research, and I didn't know, I hadn't heard anything about this, but there's a group of beasts known as the fearsome critters. And from what I gather, it was sort of cowboys, when they would sit around the fireside, drinking and eating and all that sort of thing, they would tell each other stories, and it normally involved fearsome critters. So, and it was just them making stuff up, basically. Well, that's where all this mythical creatures comes from, isn't it? Yeah. But it's that sort of like, my mate Billy, he heard about this creature. Mm-hmm. So that I think they would chat about it as though it was real.
Yeah.
And they just had these sort of different types of creatures. So the Goofus Bird is one of those, and it's a strange bird that does everything backwards, from building its nest upside down like an igloo. With an exit underneath, many folk have wondered how its eggs stay inside, to flying backwards if so desired, in order to see the scenery it just flew over.
Oh, okay.
So this one for me is this comical one.
Yeah.
Others claim the Goofus Bird does not care where it's going, only where it's been. Just how this knowledge was ascertained is unclear. Luckily, witnesses describe the Goofus Bird as having distinctive appearance. Turkey-like head, long neck, silver scales, black, white ring and a pink left wing. Although Rich hasn't done that. He clearly didn't read that. No, but they are brilliant. They are good. So again, you could just go, I love that. It's a real kooky idea of having a bird flying backwards. Mm-hmm. And you could then, think about, and then when you think practically about that, how would that actually work?
How would that work?
and you could sort of see that sort of thing could be something like a Disney younger kids animation, like Happy Feet.
Oh.
You like Happy Feet?
Happy. Yeah.
Where there's normally a bird, or like Elmer, the elephant, the patchwork elephant.
I remember that.
And it's like, why am I different? Oh, but you're loved just as much. You know, it's that kind of thing. So it could be that the Goofus Bird, you know, slightly ugly duckling as well. There's always that one thing, one creature, one thing that's actually against all the other birds, all the other creatures.
Like the raggy dolls.
The raggy dolls? What are the raggy dolls?
Because
it's the raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, dolls like you and me. Raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, made imperfectly.
They're all oddbods, aren't they?
I don't know the raggy dolls.
Oh, you don't know the raggy dolls?
I don't know. No, I'm
they
much.
They were like a cartoon when we were young.
Well, I'm much younger than you, so.
That's what it is. Everybody knows the raggy dolls. Raggy dolls.
Vaguely rings a bell. Were they all like odd bod sort of?
They were the reject toys, the reject dolls that you know weren't right, and then they get yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So they had like an eye missing and a button missing.
Well, they like, you know, I think one of them's got stuff sewn on backwards, and then the dress is torn, and the princess one's hair got cut short, and you know, various things that make them not.
Yeah, not perfect.
Not perfect. One of their arms falls off.
Well, just attach it.
Just you know.
But that's great. But that just shows, you know, characterization, and that's the thing. I always think, well, you know, with characters, you kind of want to make them believable, but equally you kind of want to make them very individual, don't you?
Yes.
So this is why with these, and again, this was like, for me when I'm writing a story, I don't, you know, it's like, oh, what shall I write about? Or, you know, especially like if you're writing about another species, another race, you know, like, oh, I'll write about elves. It's like, well, yeah, but there's so many stories about elves. I'll write about vampires. I know, but there's so it's almost like I personally wanted to see, you know, what other strange creatures were out there, like the bolla, for example. I hadn't heard of that.
I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah,
no.
It's a lazy beast due to its almost year-long hibernation period. It will remain asleep for all but one day when it awakes to devour as much human meat as physically possible. There's a story right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of giving it to you already, isn't it?
yeah, but that's something you could just write that up in detail and go, especially if it was a short story, because you could have it on the day. So you could have this village.
Just preparing.
Prepares and goes, right, and then, you know, if they're this cruel, they could have like a mass cage of these sacrifices, you know, the criminals. We'll give them the criminal class and the homeless. And you can imagine like a king just going, right, well, you know, and they round up all the... But then obviously maybe something goes wrong, they escape.
Then a kelpie comes in.
Yes, a bloody kelpie comes in. No, but you know, and then maybe, you know, then the bolla's like, you know, I'm just going to eat anybody now, and so it's chaos and all of that, and then maybe you need to somehow bring the bolla down, whatever. And you'd like to think, that the king, you want the king though, because if he's the one or the queen, you know, that has organised the sacrifice, you want them to get the final, you know. You want revenge, the bolla to bite their head off.
Oh yeah, nice.
Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you for showing me the cards.
That's all right.
They're really cool.
Well, I'm glad you like them. I'm very impressed with them. So if you're impressed with them, not necessarily Katie's ideas, but if you're joking, or am I? No, if you think you can do better than Katie.
Not odd.
Yeah. Oh no, very good. I'm like really slagging them off, and then you'll go, hang on, Ken, this short story where Wavens and Kelpies and they're all attacking at once. Where did you get that idea from? No idea. I'll edit that bit out. But if you are interested, as I say, the 1st of August, so not long to go, Kickstarter. Go to Kickstarter, search for Story Spark Cards Mythical Creature Deck. We should come up. I'll leave links below.
Cool. Well, it's very exciting.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
That's
Thanks
what
for
you're going to say.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, right. We're off down the pub.
Yay.
Nice one. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, may the magic of stories flow through you always.
Oh, I thought you were going to say always.
Yeah, you forget.
Sorry.
Just ruined it.
I'm sorry. Do you want to do it again?
No.
Okay.
Go on, get out.
I'm going to go.
Go on, get